Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 20th of January 2026. So, gold and silver explosion, something big is happening. From shrinking physical inventories to record central bank buying, precious metals warn that the underlying issues aren't resolved. They're not going to be resolved for a long time, according to data in regards to mining and what's in stocks in the LBMA and also on the COMEX, dwindling stocks that is. Super silver is exploding, don't look away. ETFs have been selling into silver's rally just to try to suppress the price. Yet silver still sits $120 below its inflation adjusted all-time high, near $200, and that's what I've been saying for many years, that we're not even halfway there yet to what should be the real price of silver from an inflation adjusted price from the 1980s. And regards to the broader markets, we've got US equity futures close week following re-emergence of the EU-US trade tensions over Greenland. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week with this one. He's adamant to want to still take it. He's speaking at the WEF conference tomorrow, so it'll be a very interesting speech if they do broadcast live. I want to see that one because he will just tell them what he thinks and they'll just have to suck it up, as they say. So that's tomorrow. I'll get you a time for that if you do want to see it in tomorrow's alert. And economic news today, the US is back to full speed after Martin Luther King yesterday. We've got claimant count change, unemployment numbers there, or the claims for unemployment is 15.6. Last month there were 20,000 claiming, and that's showing 15,000, which is positive. If it does come out like that for Rachel at accounts, we've got day 2 at the WEF annual meeting, and Bailey is going to be speaking as well at 9:45. Right, let's have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow, at the moment is moving sharply lower. I don't know what's being said, but something's happened at the time of starting to record, that everything has decided to move lower, including the metals, but that's taking advantage of the fact that the stock markets have just all of a sudden dropped, as can be seen here. Yesterday, very choppy sideways movement there for the Dow, and in fact up until the half an hour ago when we saw the Dow just move lower there. What's it actually dropped over the last couple of bars? Let's just have a look. Only down 228, but it looks worse than it appears there. So the Dow down a couple of 100 points, which in the pre-market is still significant there. Let's have a look at the the DAX over to Europe. And in the German DAX, the gap from yesterday wasn't filled. The market moved lower, and also you can see overnight prices also gapping lower as well. Now this is a biggish move as well for the German DAX. So the last bar is down 214. That's a big move in the pre-market session for the German DAX. So down sharply as well. Yesterday trapped in a range as well there of 100 points. We had a bit of a shakeout last night, but that's a big bar for the morning session there. So have a look at the S&P. The S&P also moving lower as well. You can see that we're breaking the 50 moving average at the moment. On previous occasions, the market's actually managed to get above it and stay above it, but now we're starting to see weakness. 30-minute chart again, you can see something's happening here. Yesterday, market was stuck in a range as well as they held the market. The FT100 also succumbing to this as well, moving lower, taking out yesterday's low at the moment. Just have a look at that. You can see we're trading at yesterday's low. We're trying to buy back into this at the moment. Yesterday we moved up, and that was soon sold into, as you see, prices there sideways. And at the moment, again, breaking down to the downside to see if it holds at the low there. So in the US dollar, this is also moving down as well, which is slightly odd, given that there's so much going on with the wars, etc. But if you look at it logically, I suppose, if Trump is about to invade and grab the Greenland island, then you can see why, because obviously it's not being received as a positive move, certainly not. So that's probably why you're seeing that, but also the fact that the market's bouncing back a bit. I don't know whether something's being said, because as I'm looking on the other screen, silver is being hammered. So let's have a look at that. Let me just show you. We can see there we've got a new all-time high yesterday. It's the 30-minute chart that's fascinating me at the moment. It would help if I actually looked at the silver 30-minute. There you go. Yeah, so it's being hammered at the moment. It's just had a move to the upside, but now all of a sudden they're selling into it, and we can see it's pretty drastic there in the last less than 30 minutes. It's dropped down $2 or $3. So I don't know what's going on there. Something has happened, because it was nice and steady yesterday moving up. They tried to sell it off in Asia, and they're now trying to sell it off after the last rally to the upside there, trying to still suppress the price of the silver. There's obviously a lot of shorts and banks that are short that are picking up big bills here. But it should be way over $100 now. This should be, particularly when you look at the Far East, where you'll see that the fix today is 104. So to be trading at 102, a $12 premium, no, this is just nuts. This is absolute price suppression and manipulation that continues in this market that still hasn't broken free from it. Meanwhile, in gold, you'll see this putting in a new all-time high as well. And of course, when it's this quiet overnight or early part of the session, it's easy to hammer the price back down. Seeing there 4716 as well for gold. And as we just saw, the 30-minute chart there as this one. You can see there that gold is also being hammered back down as well at the moment. It won't be for long, as they're doing themselves no favours by pushing the price down, because it makes it cheaper for the West to actually buy with the futures contract, as Shanghai in the physical market continues to price it to the upside. So let's wait and see what happens by the end of today. Right, let's have a look at the gold-silver ratio. And you can see there the effect that they want to keep this above 50. That's I've mentioned this before in the alert. It's taking some break in there at the moment for the gold-silver ratio. Right, let's have a quick look at yesterday's trades. So you can see the market didn't really do a lot when the cash market opened during yesterday, despite the gap down overnight. Then managing to move to the upside, then pulling back. So it got into a bit of an up, a down, and then into a bit of a sideways range there. And you'll see a potential short there, but we've already got a support to the left, and the market took advantage of this and then came back. And then we get into the mid-morning. So it was up and down, as you can see there, 100-point range. But then we head into the afternoon, and again the Dow moving lower and then becoming sideways. Very choppy in the Dow, but at least the DAX moved to the downside, taking out the psychological level this time before prices started to move back towards the close. So we're making up the loss from the first trade in the morning. But choppy session for yesterday, and overnight we're already seeing that as well. You can see they've just had this shakeout, which we've seen, and the buying coming in and holding the market. 3 lots of buying there over the last 10 minutes, trying to hold prices and bring it back. So we'll just have to wait and see how that actually pans out. Right, that will do it for this one. Let's see what today brings. It's certainly interesting times, if nothing else. And with that, have a great day. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.